The Strand Warlock can be taken in many different ways, but today I'm going to show you how to suspend everything and keep them suspended forever if you wanted to. So I'm going to structure this build video a little bit different than my last. My Threadling build video, I showed you the showcase last and the mods, weapons, and fragments first. This time I'm going to do it all in reverse. I'm going to show you the showcase first and then give you the mods, aspects, and weapons and see if this makes for a better video. So when you throw your shackle grenade, it's going to suspend any and everything around that grenade blast. And just by outputting damage, you're gonna get your grenade back insanely fast. If you look at the grenade energy bottom left, you can see I already have my grenade back in just a matter of seconds. So I can throw my grenade again and suspend more targets, and I could just keep the loop going and going and going, suspending them forever. And you might be wondering, wow, how is he getting his grenade energy back so fast? And it's this one fragment that's holding everything together, the Thread of Generation Strand Fragment. By just dealing damage, it generates grenade energy. And what can do a lot of damage to a lot of enemies all at once? Osteo, the exotic SMG from the Witch Queen, and its exotic trait, Toxic Overload. Landing a final blow or multiple precision hits triggers a burst that poisons nearby targets. This, paired with the exotic Gauntlet's necrotic grips, spreads that poison that Osteo causes. So that poison spreads everywhere, damaging everything and everyone in the area, which synergizes really well with that strand fragment that gives you grenade energy whenever you do damage. Now I did speed this part up, but this high value target has so much health and does so much damage, I keep him suspended in the air forever because I just get my grenade back so fast. The Osteo with the narcotic grip combo works so well with this new strand suspension. You can literally keep everything suspended for as long as you want, which is crazy. So here's the second part of this build, and it involves the Mind Spun Invocation strand aspect. It says when you consume your shackle grenade, you activate Weaver's Trance. Final blows while Weaver's Trance is active creates a suspending detonation. So when you eat your shackle grenade, you get a 25-second buff called Weaver's Trance. So you see when I defeat enemies, a strand explosion comes out from the enemy. And if there's other enemies in the area, they get suspended from that explosion. As you see right here from these next group of enemies, everybody gets suspended from just killing one enemy. And you can make this loop go on forever. Combined with the poison, you're going to be suspending enemies and poisoning everyone around you, and that in turn is going to get you your grenade back for more suspensions. And while killing suspended enemies, it's also going to regenerate your class ability. And with your other aspect, Weaver's Call, when you cast your class ability, you spawn 3 Threadlings. So with this build, you can suspend everything, create Threadlings, and poison everything that's suspended all in one go. Plus, rocking something with Demolitionist makes this build even better. But it's not needed, it's just, something to make your life a little bit easier. So finally, let's get into the aspects, mods, and weapons. So this build is very interchangeable. You can change stuff in and out and really make it your own. So if you don't have Osteo, let's look at some substitutes. Quicksilver Storm. It's doing like 40 to 50% less damage right now to red bars, but when this gets fixed, this is an amazing choice. And with its catalyst, it turns it into a strand weapon that creates tangles, so that makes it synergize a little bit more. Next up, Aegir's Scepter. This is like the trace rifle version of Osteo, or I should say stasis version. Whenever you get a kill with Aegir's Scepter, it creates a stasis blast that slows and freezes everyone around you. Next up, Thorn. This was the first poison weapon we ever had. Now it still poisons, albeit just not as good as Osteo, but it does still get the job done. Bungie, please give this gun a catalyst. Now those were all kinetic, but now let's take a look at the energy weapon substitutes. First up, Ace of Spades. When you have Memento Mori and Firefly going on this thing, it can really clear rooms. Speaking of explosions, Sunshot. This thing is already blowing up with its special trait Sunblast, and with the Lightfall update it got incandescent, so it only makes it even better. Do I even have to explain why Risk Runner is like one of the top contenders for this build? Well, actually you have to take arc damage for this gun to be actually really good. So maybe as a 50-50. Now Trinity Ghoul. This one 100% is the best alternative. Hell, it might be even better. Now, finally, let's take a look at these fragments and mods. So first off, we have Thread of Mind. Defeating suspended targets grants class ability energy. And with our aspect, as soon as we pop our class ability, we're going to be spawning 3 Threadlings. And we're already suspending people as is, so we're just going to get that class ability right back. Next up, of course, we have Thread of Generation. Dealing damage generates grenade energy. This, paired with Demolitionist, amazing. But even without Demolitionist, this makes the whole build. Next up, we have Thread of Continuity. Suspended, Unravel, and several effects applied to targets have an increased duration. So when we suspend people, it's gonna last even longer. Now the last fragment is really interchangeable, but for me, I chose Thread of Propagation. Powered melee final blows grant your strand weapons unraveling rounds. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, Thread of Fury looks like the better option. Damaging targets with a tangle grants you melee energy, because we're already getting our class ability and our grenade energy back really fast. I mean, why shouldn't we get our melee back fast too? And of course, the 2 aspects that we have, and then the shackle grenade. Now, let's look at the mods. But these are just what I use personally. You guys can come up with different ideas and it'll probably be way better than mine. If you have any build suggestions or like tweaks and modifications I could do, leave it down in the comments. So on my first 2, I'm running Kinetic Siphon, so I can generate orbs with my kinetic weapon. And then Special Ammo Finder. And then my gloves is nothing special, just 2 grenade kickstarts. So my armor charge is feeding into my grenade. And then 2 charged up mods, so it just increases the armor charge that I can carry. For the legs, we have stacks on stacks. When I pick up an orb of power, it just gives me additional armor charge. And then 2 innervation mods, which reduces my grenade cooldown on orb pickup. And then finally, the class item. We have Healthy Finisher. Finishers heal you. That paired with the mod Proximity Ward, you gain a powerful overshield while performing a finisher. It synergizes really well. And then Bomber reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability, because we're going to be defeating suspended targets, and that's going to get us our class ability back in a blink of an eye. So yeah, I structured this video completely opposite from my last build video, so we'll see if this makes for a better video. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. It means a lot that you take your time out of your day to watch me, and comment down below if there's any improvements or things I need to do next time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and look out for my next Destiny video.